packed up my bags. I said my goodbyes. I moved to the canyon. Steel Canyon. Bright lights, big city, all that jazz. Boy, was I in for a big surprise. Sure, there was gangs here, just like any place else. But their leaders, they were superhuman. They could turn their fist into stone. They had incredible strength. They could fly. They could shoot energy from their hands like the TikToks you sometimes saw on the road. It took a little time to work my way in, but I'm persistent if nothing else. Once I did get in, I had to find out about these powers. Turns out they changed themselves with drugs. These drugs, exposed to powers locked away in your brain, brought out your natural talents, I was told. It was the only way to move up in rank. This was beyond anything I'd expected. I didn't know what to do, didn't know what to think. But my fascination with their talents and my hunger for power decided my fate long before my mind did. Between the way I did my job and the favorable reports that came up from the row, it only took a few months before I was up for promotion. I was taken to an old office building. Once I got inside, they sent me upstairs, some small office, to meet the doctor. Respectable enough looking guy, but I don't think he was any doctor. He explained to me he was going to inject me with a serum and then leave. My body would sleep, but my mind would wake up. Afterwards, I'd either be the same and have to go back to the street, or I'd be changed and then have to decide what to do with me depending on what had changed. He gave me the injection, had me sit down, and wished me good luck as he walked out. I sat there for some time thinking nothing was going to happen, and drifted off to sleep. I usually don't dream, or at least I don't remember dreaming. If dreaming's anything like what my mind went through that afternoon, I'm glad I don't. Nothing really made sense. All I remember is being scared. Something I hadn't felt since Dad had vanished. But Liz had been sick, and we couldn't get any help. It was dark when I woke up. Nobody was around. My head was swimming as I tried to stand up. I looked out the office window trying to figure out where I was when I noticed my reflection in the window. I thought the glass must be distorted until I looked down at myself. I was bigger. I had changed. But what came with this size change? Those questions quickly left my mind as a wave of nausea gripped my stomach. I had to find my way out, find some fresh air. The exit soon swam into view. I headed down the nearest alley. I vomited what little was left in my stomach. The building and the concrete ground cooled from the heat of the day. I was happy just to lay there. I slipped into unconsciousness again, praying none of the butcher boys were around.
Hello, mister?
I awoke to the sound of a voice. It sounded like a kid. The sun was up again. How long had I slept? I looked down the street into the alley, see the hustle and bustle of daily life, decided to find a way around back. As I moved down the alley, the smell and the incessant buzzing of flies told me that I may have made a wrong decision. I peered around the corner, sure enough, butcher boys, but there were only two of them. I ran around the corner and straight for the stitch man. My first punch hit like a sledgehammer. I looked at my hand like I'd never seen it before until the stitch man backhanded me back into reality. One more punch and he went down. That's when the butcher came up behind me and lit me on fire. At least that's what I thought at the time. If I tried to put myself out, the butcher had cut me off to replace the stitch man. The flames weren't hurting me yet, so I had to stop him first. His next slice connected, but it didn't seem to do anything. A few well-placed punches and he went down, along with the flames. the hell had just happened. The flames hadn't burned me. In fact, they felt kind of good. It must have been a reaction to the anger or the panic, the effect of the dread that has to be explored. I worked my way through the back alleys of town, back to where the gang was. The guards didn't recognize me, and I had to explain what had happened. News of what had happened spread fast. This was beyond anything they had seen the drug do. Soon the family expressed an interest in meeting me. Our boss was eager to diffuse tensions between our gang and the family, so he urged me to agree to the meeting. He even paid for a new suit so I'd look the part. Next week, I walked out of the tailor with the best clothes I'd ever worn. After wearing jeans and t-shirts all my life, it didn't feel right at all. My meeting with the family wasn't until tomorrow, so I decided to go home for the first time in almost a year. I stood there in the train station thinking, this is the beginning of a new life. At the time,